Good morning, everyone. Welcome to What's Up Wednesday. I hope you all are having a fabulous day so far. Today, we're going to be going over the Broadcast My Move website. So I'm going to show you how to set the Broadcast My Move websites up. We'll go through how you can use them and the benefits of them. So we're going to go through that today. So if you need to learn, I know a few of you guys have emailed me over to figure out what the topics are going to be. When you go to log into your agent marketing account, you have the What's Up Wednesday tile here on your dashboard. So if you're looking to see what the future topics are going to be for What's Up Wednesday, just keep an eye out on this What's Up Wednesday tile. You'll always see it on your dashboard so you can see what the upcoming topic is going to be for What's Up Wednesday. So like I mentioned, this week we're going to be doing the Broadcast My Move websites. Next week, I have it to where we're going to go through the Craigslist poster. And then the following week, because it is the 4th of July, there will be no What's Up Wednesday, so we will actually be closed that day. And I would hope the majority, if not all of you guys, are off that day. So we'll be going over Craigslist poster next week, and this week we have Broadcast My Move, and then just keep in mind for the 5th, there will be no What's Up Wednesday, or the 4th, there will be no What's Up Wednesday due to the holiday. So we have that 4th of July, no What's Up Wednesday, just so you guys know. All right, so we have some things that Emily is working on. She's actually going through and revamping some of the flyer options that we have. It's going to be really cool for us to get these flyer options updated to you and get those so you guys can take a look at those. I would say she should have those done within the next couple of weeks. So as soon as those are done, we'll do a little intro on the new flyer options and how you guys can use them. But they look really cool. I got a little preview of them yesterday. It looks really good. You guys will not be disappointed. So Emily is a rock star. She has been so great helping us with all of the new feature advancing and doing the advancing and all of that stuff with some of our features we have within our platform. Another thing I wanted to mention, if you have not done so already, be sure to like us on Facebook and Instagram. We're constantly posting new features, some different things we're working on, and then also going over the What's Up Wednesday topics. So if you have not done so already, just be sure to like us on the social media avenues. If you just go to Agent Marketing on Facebook, you'll be able to pull up our page. Same with Instagram. So you can follow us and always stay up to date with some of the new things that we have working. And last but not least, we have some new water bottle templates or some new water bottle options. When you go to purchase your water bottle labels, they're actually new and improved. So we have a new printer that we got installed. It makes things so much more clear, crisp. It looks really, really good. So if you haven't done so already, go through and get some water bottle labels. These are really cool if you're holding an open house or if you're doing any sort of advertisement for your properties. What it's going to do is it's going to pull a couple of your property photos. It's going to pull your information, your logo, and the website for the property. So these are really, really awesome if you're looking to have an open house and you want to display your information. All you do is when you go buy water, you can either do one of two things. You can take the water bottle label that's currently on the label off, or you can just put our labels on top and it's going to be super easy for you to use. But it's a really cool feature to have. It's got your face all over it. It's branded with your information, and then it's got the property info on there. So really cool addition. Like I said, they with our new printer, they look awesome. So definitely take a look at the water bottle labels. If you haven't done so already, purchase them. They look really, really cool. So we have that. Now moving on to our topic today. So we're going to go through and create Broadcast My Move websites. Now, if you are a buyer's agent, these websites are awesome. Or if you work with any buyers from time to time, these will be a great little feature for you to be able to use. So to get to the Broadcast My Move feature, you're going to go to the Property tab over to the left-hand side. When you click on Property, you're going to go to Broadcast My Move. So now what a Broadcast My Move website is it's kind of like a Just Moved website that your buyers can use to send to their friends and family. They can kind of use it as like a Just Moved postcard, but it's a website that they get. So this would be a great little addition to the closing gift that you're giving to them. It's a cool little addition to to be able to share their journey of buying a new home, but then it also has your information as the agent on there as well. So this is getting you more exposure. It's getting you more referrals in case you are looking to have more of a referral-based business. You could do that too. So what we're going to do, I'm going to walk you through setting up a Broadcast My Move website. So when you go to the Property tab and click on Broadcast My Move, we're going to go to the Add New button here. I'm going to walk you through creating that website now. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to type in the property location. So you're going to do your property address here that is for the buyer. So I'm going to do, we'll do 1 California. We'll say that, oops, might help if I can spell California right. There we go. We'll do Aliso Viejo, California. So you're going to add in the address here, and then the zip code, and then the county. So we'll say we're in Orange. So now you can do the buyer's name. So we can do Sue, we'll do Tom and Sue buyer. So when you put their information in here, so we can just do Sue at sampleemail.com. So you would obviously put in their real information, but since I'm just doing a sample here, I'm just going to put in some sample info. So then you can put in the buyer's information. You'll see here it says buyer's email and mobile will not be displayed on the website. They'll be used for site notifications. So you can leave this. If you don't want to have their contact information on there, you can just fill this out. This information here will not be displayed on those Broadcast My Move websites. If they want their information on there, you can put it here as well. So if you want to do like Tom Mobile, you could do his mobile number. And then you could do Sue Mobile. And then put her number in here. And then this is what would be displayed on the website. And you can even do an email. So if you wanted to do Sue email, or if they have a joint email, you could do that too. All right, so we have that filled out here. So now what we can do, once we have all of the fields filled out that we need to, we're going to go ahead and hit proceed. Now it's going to take us into the property description. So this is just a little snippet as to why Tom and Sue bought their new home, or a little bit about them, talking about the home. So you could say, Tom and Sue just got married. They wanted to relocate to sunny Orange County. So you could just do something short and sweet, or you could make it pretty long. You have a lot of options to go through and put as many characters. There's no character limitations on here. So you could go through and write as much as you want to in this section. So, and then you could go ahead and hit proceed, and then it's going to take you to your website key, which is going to be your domain. So for this, I want to maybe shorten it up and just do, I can do like Mr. and Mrs. Mr. I could do, we'll just do buyers. We'll see if that works. So we'll just do, like, you could do their last name, or you could do, it's going to default to the buyer's name. So if it's too long, what you could do is you could do something a little short and sweet. So like you could do their last name, or you could do first initial last name. So I could do TS buyers if I wanted to, or we'll say buyer because their last name's buyer. And then what you could do is you could do the Broadcast My Move. Now the cool thing with the Broadcast My Move websites, you could do Broadcast My Move, Broadcast Our Move, Moving Very Soon, or New Vacation Retreat. So in this one, I'm going to do, since it's Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, I'm going to do the Broadcast Our Move. So now I have my domain. So anytime somebody goes to this tsbuyer.broadcastourmove.com, it's going to take them to this website. So now we have that. Now it's going to give me an option to upload photos. So I want to go through and upload my photos for this. I'm going to switch over to the Flash version. That works better with my computer. That's a cool thing too. If you need to switch over to the Java version or the Flash, you can choose to do what one you want. So for me, I always have it to where Flash works better on my computer. All right, so I'm going to upload my photos here. I'm just going to do the 5 that I have, and I'll hit upload. So then it's going to upload these photos onto the Broadcast My Move website. So it's processing those thumbnails. And then now it has my photos here. So what I can do is I can rearrange the photos if I want to. So I'm going to move this one over into the front photo. So you just click and drag on the options that you want. And then if you wanted to, you could even delete this photo. So you have an option to do that. You can write captions for each one of the property photos that you have as well. So you have the option to do all of those. If you need to upload more photos too, you can even click on upload photo option. So now we're going to return to our Broadcast My Move. So when I go here, it's going to pull up, I have my new Broadcast My Move website that I've created. So now if I ever need to go and edit the options that I've created, I can click here on this little edit button. Then it's going to take me into all the other information here. So you can create a little grading. So we could do like just moved to sunny Orange County. So you could do like a cool little intro greeting here. And then if you have a domain name that you want to do, you could choose to do the domain option too. So if you want to purchase a domain name, you can do that as well. So then there is an agent testimonial here. So what they can do is if you want to write a testimonial about them, you could do that. They can also write one about you as well. So if they write one about you, it can also be described or displayed on these, and they can put it here in this section. So if you want to write something about them, you would do that in the description portion, and then their testimonial goes here. So they can put that there, or you can put that there for them. So now that we have everything saved on the broadcast, now I'm going to go back to, now if I want to edit the photos or add in more photos, I can choose to click on the photo option, and it will take us into where we can add more photos. And then the tool section is pretty cool because then you can go through and you can do some different things in here. If you have specific documents that you want to add in, you can do that. If you want to add in a spokesperson, some of those features are allowed too. You can email the website to yourself and then forward it on to your buyers if you want to do that as well. You can adjust the mapping options. There is a really cool feature too. If you're a loan officer, you can also have your information displayed on these. So if you are doing the loans for them, your information would be displayed on these Broadcast My Moves as well. So now let's view our Broadcast My Move website so you can take a look and see what this looks like. So you'll see here it says, we have moved, and then it's got the little description here, the little tile, the title that we've created. It's got their information on here, their email, their phone number, all of that. Because this account is sponsored by a loan officer, it's got the LO information on here, the agent information. So this is a really cool thing. It's going to be a good little referral, but not only is it going to get your information out there, but it's going to be something that the sellers can, or I'm sorry, the buyers can use to send off to their friends and family. They can go through and they can click on pictures, which is going to take them through the photo gallery. There's even a little virtual tour that gets created for them on this as well. The mapping option is created, so it will show the location of their home. Because this address is just a sample address, it's not going to give me the mapping option. But if we did have a real live address, it would populate here on that section. And then we have the vendor section, which this is super cool. So I'll show you how to create the vendors, but through your account, you have an option to have specific vendors. And on this, it's going to give them, so if they need like a cleaning service, or if they need an electrician maybe that they'll need, then that's going to populate here in this section. So you have control, full control of those vendors that populate onto this. So that's a Broadcast My Move. I'm going to show you the vendors now and show you how those work. So we're going to go ahead and go to the Dashboard tab over to the left-hand side. When you click on the Dashboard tab, at the top, you'll see that you have the console, you have vendors, blog roll, and file locker. We're going to click on the vendors tab here at the top. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you a list of vendors. Now, we do this based off of your zip code that you have in your account. You'll see here it says set a center location and distance. You want us to search for local vendors. So you can choose to have it set in a specific area. We'll automatically default to your zip code that you have in your account, but you can change it here in this section as well. Now, the cool thing is we do provide you with those vendors. So say that you are looking for a home inspector and Steve Hart, he's your go-to guy. He is like the one that you always work with. He has been super cool, great person to work with. You can click on view, And what it does is it gives you an option. You can rate them. So say you want to give him 5 stars and then you want to vouch for him. You work with him. He's such a cool guy. You love working with him. You want him to be your go-to person. You can choose to check it and it's going to vouch for him, giving a little thumbs up that you choose to do that. Now, say that you work with somebody else and they just are not the company you like. You have had a headache after headache with them. You can choose to block that person too. So if you don't want to have that person populate on your vendor list, you can check the block list or check the little block option, and it will block off that vendor. You can always edit your review. So if you want to use a little review option, you can choose that I use this vendor, write a review about them, and then you can make notes. So you could say that you've worked with Steve multiple times on this date, this date, this date, and you can keep track of all of that through the system. Keep in mind, if you make notes, they're only visible to you. You are the only one who can see those notes. The review now, everybody can see those who's using the vendor option. So you can choose to block, vouch, write reviews. You can view the information too. So if you wanted to keep track of all the different options, you can choose that as well. And then if you wanted to, there's also an option where you can choose to hit ignore the search map, show my vendors only. So if you have a specific person that you want to use and you have your specific vendors, you can choose to ignore all the ones that we provide for you, and you can go through and add in your own vendors. So you would type in their email, hit search, and then it gives you an option to go through and add them in if we do not find a match. So for instance, say that I'm going to add in, I'll do just my email for an example. And when you hit search, if there's not a match, then it's going to give you the option to add in the vendor. So you would put in their name, their category that they're in, their address, and all of their information on here. Now, keep in mind, if you're an agent, you cannot add in loan officers or title reps into the vendor list. It would be people within these specific categories. So just keep that in mind as well. So we have the vendors. You can go through and you can add in your own vendors. You can choose to view their information. You can write them a little note and all of that. And these vendors populate on your vendor list on the Broadcast My Move feature, which is super cool. You can also use these vendors on your personal websites too. So if you want to have a vendor tab on your personal website, you can do that and have the vendors on there as well. So that's what I have for our What's Up Wednesday today. I'm going to go ahead and open it up for questions here. Let me just pull up my question box. All right, let me take a look here. Can the water bottle labels be sent to Canadian clients? Yes, they can. The shipping may take a while to get to you. So just keep in mind when we do send stuff across the border, sometime it can take a little bit to get that option to you. Let's see here. Can we change the we're moving feature? Yeah, so it goes based off of your option that you choose for the domain name. So if you are using, let me go back here. So if you do the broadcast My Move and save it, then it's going to say I've moved. I'll show you what that looks like so you can take a look here. So you'll see it says I've moved now, or if you want to change it to say, I believe if you put moving soon, it says that too. So we'll go through all the different options. So it's going to go through, oh no, we got to fix that one. I think it has the vacation retreat. Let's see that one. I got to have her fix the other one. All right, for some reason it's not. So let me try it this way here. I think because I'm not doing it right here. There we go. So yeah, it goes through and it changes the new retreat. So if you have a new vacation rental or anything like, or a new vacation spot, anything like that, you can go through. It's going to be based off of the domain name that you choose. So just keep that in mind too. And I believe the website title, so if you wanted to do this for the meta tags, you can choose to do that. And keep that in mind too. If you hover over these specific fields, it gives you a little description on what and how they work. So you can choose to hover over the different fields. I think it's just going to be for the website controls that does that. Let me go through and read through some of these questions. Richie, I'm not sure I understand your question. Jim, to add in a new vendor, again, you'll go to your dashboard tab, and then you're going to click on the vendor tab here at the top. So you'll see it says vendors. And then there's the add new button here at the top. So you'll click on add new, and then it's going to give you an option to type in their email address. And if we don't find a match, then it's going to go through and give you the option to add in their information. So again, you just go to vendors on your dashboard and then click on the add new option, and it's going to allow you to add them in. Does a vendor list work in Canada? Yes, it should. Like I said, you can go through and you can manually add in your vendors too. So if you're only getting a couple, I would highly recommend going through and adding in your vendors. You can manually add them in. So that would be an option. If you're only having a few populate, make sure you add in your own vendors, and it helps get them more exposure. And you can even mention to them, hey, so I've got this cool little feature I'm using within Agent Marketing. I've added you as my vendor on my website. So that way it kind of works as a referral too. You're giving him referrals, and then they're going to give you referrals too. So you can kind of use it as that option as well. All right, so it looks like that's it for questions. Keep in mind, guys, if you do have any questions after we get off What's Up Wednesday, you're always welcome to call into our support team. The number's here at the top of our website. You can always use the little chat feature down here at the bottom. So if you have any questions, definitely give us a call. We are always here to help. Again, next week, we're going to be going over the Craigslist poster. I'm going to show you step by step on how to create your Craigslist posts and how they are beneficial through Agent Marketing and how you can best use them. And then the following week will be July 4th, so we will be closed out of the office, so there will be no What's Up Wednesday on July 4th. So again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to give us a call. We are always here to help. Again, our phone number is at the top. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day. We will see you next week. Thanks.